Hey fellow recruitment trailblazers, in this video I want to discuss 6 ways that you can embed the best D&I practices into your recruitment process. So this video is tailored for recruiters, HR professionals or hiring managers, or anyone that wants to just make sure that they're embedding the right D&I practices within their recruiting process. So let's dive into the transformative world of inclusive talent acquisition. Alright, let's kick things off with the basics. Inclusive job descriptions. This is the foundation of our recruitment journey. As recruiters, we're storytellers, it's the truth. So crafting an inclusive job description is more about just listing skills, but it's actually setting the stage for diversity. So making sure the recruiter understands the company's commitment to inclusivity is super important, as well as they'll be able to relay this on the job description so candidates can read before applying what is the D&I tactic, why is this company standing out from the rest, and will I feel safe and included at this company. So when you're writing your job descriptions, use gender neutral language and steer clear of jargon. Make sure you emphasize the values of the workplace, making it a welcoming space for all. Next up, let's talk about diversifying our sourcing strategies. The art of building diverse pipelines is through sourcing diverse talent. That's just a fact. Personally, I found success in diversifying our channels when it comes to sourcing. So I don't just rely on LinkedIn Recruiter to find candidates. I try and diversify my channels when I source for candidates. So beyond the usual platforms that could be Indeed, LinkedIn, you want to actually explore niche platforms and attend events focused on underrepresented groups. Recruiters need to bring intentionality to their sourcing efforts and making sure that they're casting a wide enough net. So you want to be deliberate about casting a wide net when it comes to sourcing, because quality diversity in our talent pool starts with thoughtful sourcing. Next up, we need to start implementing blind recruitment techniques if you're not already doing that. Blind recruitment is an absolute game changer for recruiters and hiring managers alike. I've worked with ATSs in the past that just anonymize CVs, so they will remove the personal details so that the hiring manager and myself as a recruiter can just focus on the skills, the qualifications, rather than names and backgrounds of that individual. This will create a more fairer and objective selection process. Next up, we need to structure our interview process, because this is the secret sauce for fair interviews. Working at multiple companies that have the same fair assessment criteria against all candidates against the role makes it a lot better when you're actually interviewing that candidate for the position, because you're not screening against other external factors, you're actually screening against them doing the job well, and that's what's most important here. So before recruiters and hiring managers start interviewing candidates, you need to develop a set of predetermined questions to ensure a standardized process. Having a standardized process means a standardized evaluation will just make it more objectively fair. Not only will you need to create those predetermined questions, but you also need to train your interviewers on diversity awareness. So it's not just about the skills, but it's actually creating an interview environment that's unbiased and also focuses on their potential. Next up, we want to start creating a candidate inclusive experience. Generally, providing a great candidate experience will decrease drop-off rates and will always increase offer acceptances. Inclusivity should be apparent during every step of the interview process. So if you need to make adjustments if they have a disability, or if they need extra time to work on a home task, not only will you need to provide those things, but you also need to make sure that the application process is accessible and is welcoming by a user-friendly website, or having alternative formats, so not just checkboxes, but also other things that's going to help the candidate make a more easier application. Providing adjustments will just show candidates that we actually value their unique needs. This will start creating an inclusive journey from the first click all the way to the final offer, and this will set a tone of a lasting and positive relationship between the candidate and you as a hiring manager or recruiter. And finally, we need to regularly assess and improve our D&I efforts. This is done through continuous improvement. This should be our ethos. As recruiters, HR professionals, and hiring managers, we're all data driven, right? So collecting metrics and analyzing the diversity of the applicant pool and the hires, this will help us identify areas for improvement. It's about evolving your process intentionally. So shaping recruitment practices that reflect on the commitment to diversity and inclusion that the company is stating. So recruiters, you need to dive into the data. You need to spark meaningful discussions with key stakeholders. You want to build a recruitment process that stands the test of inclusivity. Recruiters, hiring managers, HR professionals, you are the architects for this change. I hope these strategies help you, and I'm always looking to embed other D&I practices, so if there's anything that I've missed, please drop them in the comments down below. I read all the comments. If this video resonates with you, drop a like on the video, it really helps me out, and subscribe to Be Career Savvy. I've got a lot of content on the way. Together, let's revolutionize recruitment and build a workplace that truly champions diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm not saying this is gonna all transform overnight, but just taking little steps will just make a really big difference. So peace, and I'll see you on the next one.